Hi, welcome back to Carlos Cooks. As promised, today we're going to be making some German mustard. Over there I've got some Bratwurst cooking in the air fryer, ready for my lunch, which I'm going to have with some mustard that I made in a previous batch. But I've had a larger amount of mustard powder, organic yellow mustard seed powder, arrive that I purchased on eBay, and we're going to make a larger batch today because I need a couple of jars. But don't worry if it's too much for you. I am going to put in the description the amounts to make this batch that I'm doing to make a good 2 full jars of the German mustard, and also a third of it to make a more reasonable amount for one household. So let's have a look at the ingredients. Okay, so this large amount I'm going to make is going to fill at least these 2 jars that I've got here, Kilner jars, maybe with a little bit left over. So what we need for this is 150 grams of our ground organic yellow mustard seed powder, which I've already got in there. We want 15 grams of salt, which we're going to add in. Here's the ping for my Bratwurst that are ready. A little bit ahead of time, but never mind. And here is 30 grams of sugar. Now this is quite a spicy mustard, so the sugar's going to help. And then what we've got is we've got to add 90 ml of white wine vinegar and 120 ml of water. So I'm going to add that slowly and just mix it with a spoon. And then what we have to do after we've done that is we need to blend it with a hand mixer for quite some time, because we want to get all the flavours blended in together. So let's just stir that mustard and vinegar in first. Just start it off. And then just add the water a bit at a time. We just want to get this all blended together, and then we're going to finish it off with the mixer. Now the purpose of the mixer is to blend it, to get all the different elements blended in together and smooth it out. And start the sort of marinating process, because this isn't a mustard that you should eat straight away. You're making it today, but this needs to sit in the jar, in the fridge if you want, or not, for about 3 to 5 days before you try it. If you start trying to eat it as soon as you've made it, it's going to taste awful. It's going to be too overpowering because none of the flavours, the vinegar has not had chance to break down the mustard and the sugars and blend them well enough to make it taste as it should. So minimum of 3, max 5 days before you attempt to try it. Fortunately, I've got some that I've made previously, so I'll be having that with my Bratwurst for lunch. But so we've got that started off. It looks a bit runny, but it's going to thicken up. So next we're going to take the hand blender to that, and I won't let you bore you with the sound of that. So I'm going to give it around about 3 to 5 minutes first with it on low, and just blend all those flavours in, and then we'll come back and have a look and see what it looks like. Okay, that's had about 5 minutes. I've given it the full 5 minutes, blending on a medium sort of speed, because it will go everywhere if you don't slow it down a little bit. But I've given it a good blend there, and that is done. So all that needs to happen now is that goes into our jars, and we leave that and don't touch it for at least 3 days. I'll probably go the full 5 with that. So let's just have a look at the consistency, because it does look blended. Still looks runny, but don't forget this is going to settle and sit, and it'll thicken up in the fridge, and it'll become more like a spreadable mustard. But don't be tempted to try it at this stage, because it is quite overpowering. Okay, so let's put that in the jars and get those Bratwurst out of the oven and have some mustard on them. Okay, all jarred up, but it only made about 1 3/4 jars, so you can see how much I was using there, and it still didn't fill up these 2 small jars, so don't be worried about making too much, because you can always give it to family and friends. But the Bratwurst have been cooked in the air fryer. They're looking lovely. I've got this batch that I made a little while back. It's got a lovely spicy bite to it. It's beautiful. The longer it sits, I mean, I made this about a good 3 weeks ago, if not longer, but it's lovely now. All the flavours are blended, so leave it 3 to 5 days before you touch it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you have a go at making this yourself, because it is beautiful. If you're a lover of German sausages and German mustard, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the bell notification icon if you want to know when I put up further content.